Hello YouTube fans in again, and I figure why not talk about this one. I remember talking about the deleted scenes in Jaws, and I also remember talking about my favourite bits in Jaws. So this time I'm going to talk about my favourite bits in Jaws 3 or Jaws 3D, whatever you want to call it. And then probably in a few weeks, I'm going to talk about different versions of Jaws 3 or Jaws 3D. And I'll probably get to that when I talk about the different versions of Jaws 3. But I want to talk about why I like this one, why I like it. Now, at the time, I think 1982, there was an article, a magazine, believe it or not. And it come out and you got a photo of a real shark's face, remember right there, and had the word Jaws 3 going to be made. That time people was a bit thinking, is this going to be BS? Now, unlike nowadays, you see fake ads of movies, you see fake ads with fake actors, fake this, fake everything. Back then, movie business, you know what, they weren't talking BS. It was real. So it took them this. I mean, the big success of the classic Steven Spielberg movie, Jaws, and then the big blockbuster sequel, Jaws 2. Let's not forget, them two films were in the 70s. This we're now going into the 80s. And the thing I like about this is, at the time, which I will get to when I talk about Jaws 3D, is the fact that Royce Idott did not want to come back to Page's role as Sheriff Boulder. Didn't want to do it. So at the time, there was a film with an air top, so you may remember it, very good film. I do know they made a TV series of it. That being Blue Thunder. I actually like Blue Thunder. So at the time, Royce Idott decided to do Blue Thunder. They couldn't get him out. They couldn't get him to do Page's role. But that was good. It was good. It was a good thing because you wouldn't have had Tevin Chade. And I always thought it was funny that the young lad that played his son in Jaws 2 was amazing how much he looked like a very young Tevin Chade. And how ironic Tevin Chade comes into it. Now at the time, 3D was starting to come back. It was the 1950s gimmick. In all fairness, you look at your B movies, you look at your monster movies back in that golden era, they were all in 3D. And they was bringing back the 3D. I mean, one day before you had Jaws 3 or 3D, you had the third Friday the 13th film, 3D. You had Annabelle 3D. You had other movies in 3D. So they decided to make this film 3D. Well, looking at it today's standards, looking at it today, you look at the 3D gimmick, yeah, it's not dated well. It's not dated well. And I do, speaking of versions, there is one now where they've actually improved the shark. I remember it's the ending, right? Where Devin Chade and his girlfriend are there and they go in slow motion and they go, ah, and the shark's going like that. And you see the shark is as fake as fake. They've actually fixed it now and it makes it look more realistic. I do know there was a version of it where, we'll get to that when I talk about the versions of that, which I never even knew. And it took me years to know there have been so many different inedited versions of Jaws. And I actually like it. I like the fact it's got different shade in it. I like the fact that now they've gone back to the old basics. The first one, I remember saying, man, I remember saying it was an horror movie, and then nearly at the middle, nearly at the end, it becomes an adventure film. Jaws 2, I look at that as a slasher film with a shark with burn marks on its face. In this, I look at it as a fun ride. It's a fun ride. It does have scary moments, it has fun moments, it has funny moments, it has characters you like. I don't like Jaws 3D. I like it until they did this one and fucked it up. And I'll get to that why I fucking hate that. But this one, I think it should have ended like this. I think it was beautiful. I like the fact that they've got the lads back, of both the Sheriff Boulder's sons, they're showing up. I like the longer lad until this one fucks it up, which I'll get to that. But before that ruined everything, I actually like the characters. Yeah, the two-time mate Tevin Chade and do another voice side and in parts, they started to imitate voice side, just the way he acts, this and that. But in all fairness, like father, like son. But it's not your typical sark attacking people, goes out to attack it. It's not a man trying to prove to people that the lightning does it twice. In this one, we know it's a sark. And let's not forget, may he rest in peace, Tiffin James Jr. Love that actor. I fucking miss that actor. I remember reviewing most of his films, even that before. Inner Space. Not Inner Space, though. I know I've got Tiffin James in it. I thought that one up. Is it Inner Space? No. And that's it. Dude. Enemy Mind. That has to be my favourite Tiffin Jr. film ever. My other favourite films, let's say when he worked with Chuck Norris in Firewalker. Yeah, it's the Indiana Jones rip-off, but I like it. It was fun film. And, he did other films like The Principal. And he had this big success with the Iron Eagle films. We all remember him, he won his award, and think about it, this was 1 year after he did An Oscar for the Gentleman, which he rightly won an award for, and that was damn good. And in this, I like the character. He's sort of like the mayor, like in 1 and 2, but he isn't. They've got this fun flirtation. They've got the sark. I love the fact that the sark is big. It's bigger than a fucking house. I love the fact it's eating someone. The effects were a bit dud. How they did that. And one of the versions, sad to say, that was cut down. People thought it was a bit too frightening for TV viewing. But I actually loved it. The fact that eat someone, it's bigger than a house. Yeah, you can see it's fake. You can see the fake fangs, the fake head when it's opening. Like that. But I like that. I think it's just at a time. I go with that any day of the week. Any day of the week compared to shitty fucking CGR. CGR, fuck that. This, I like the fact that it was mechanical. They made it a lot bigger than that when you got to see it in that. And they made it a lot bigger, a lot more frightening than that. And I like the fact it has 2 sarks in it. You've got the big sark, the muffler of the sark. You've got the baby sark. It's sad in one way. The baby sark dies halfway through the film. So even then, you cry over a sark. Unlike that and that, in this one, you actually cry. I cried when that sark died. I cried more than fucking Bambi's mummy in Bambi when it got shot. I cried more when the fucking sark died in this, Jaws 3. That made me fucking cry. Believe me, I'm hardcore. Nothing makes me cry. I'm fucking hard as nails. But at the end of the day, yeah, that film made me cry. Jaws 3D made me cry. It made me emotional. Because sharks are not monsters. They're not killers. They're not fucking rude psychopaths. You're in their water. What do you expect? And I like the fact this film has balls. I forgot this film has balls and big balls. When you get to see the film uncut, it is one of the most gruesome and one of the most violent ones out of the Jaws films. It doesn't hold back in the blood and the door. And I didn't forget it's PG fucking 13, and this is more frightening than that and that. But the devil, it was the last, I say, the last best one they did into that fucked it up. But I actually like this one. I like the fact that 3D, yes, the 3D tactics got on people's ticks after so long. People shag this film or saying it was shit. But you know what? In all fairness, I'm going to offend this film. And when I get to reviewing it, I will offend it proper style. Because you want to see one what's shit. You want to see one what does it shit down to imitate that and does a bad job. You want to keep pulling me boat at that. That's a bad one. Jaws the Revenge. More like Snooze the Revenge. I don't want to do this all the way through. And pretend to be a fucking thief when I'm doing it, because the film is a bore fest. It is a bore fest. This day opening, the shark swimming, you see a fucking fish's head floating along there, the 3D gimmicks, people say it's dated. I like it, it's just a time. I love the bit where the 3D finds out Jaws 3, there's different versions of that, I'll get to that when I talk about the versions. I love the fact that you see more of the shark, doesn't fuck around. He doesn't fucking beat around the bush. I like the way they do off the Jaws music, they give it a little bit of a different beat. It goes dun 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 dun, a lot more of a different beat. I like sort of the theme to it. It's like a theme park. This to me was a fun ride. All the way through was a fun ride. I remember doing it to Paddington and Snooze to my friends and Jaws 3. Jaws 3 tried to do something different. People didn't like it. They had to go back to basics. Try and get it like that one. When they did that, don't bother. Don't bother. It was boring as fuck. You'll find that out when I get to it. But this one, I love it. I think it's sort of ended like that. VD Dimmick says a bit of the dolphins jump out at the end. I could take it or leave it. I felt that was a bit, yeah. But the rest of it, I liked. I liked Horse Thing. And I know somebody referred me, right? I said that was one of the favourite ones. And the one who said that, give me that comment. Here's one back to you, mate. I love Horse Thing. I think Horse Thing was the last decent one. People can have a disagree on that. But there's people out there, right? This will make me laugh. Makes me laugh. Some people say that is better than that. Each to every own. That's the bit where I have to say identity. Nothing. I've tried that loads of times. This on the other end, this is a damn good film. That's a piece of shit. That's a good one. Jaws 3D, I love it. It's one of my favourites. Is it as good as that? No. Steven Spielberg made a timeless classic. I'll always say that. Same as that's not as good as that. But I do think it's a step up from that. I do think it's a damn good one. I like Stephen Chade as an actor. I miss Stephen Tossic Jr. I think he's a damn good actor. May rest. I really miss that guy. He really was a good actor. I know it's not been the first time he appeared with Stephen Chade, because I do know in Enemy Mines into space. Well, I'll get to that when I do that. But Enemy Mines, I think there was brilliant in that film. One day around the world, I'm have to review that again. I love that film. But this, I like Jeffrey Tossic Jr. When he's in it, I felt to have had more of him in it, but that's just me. But apart from that, there's nothing I could boo this film. I love Torsby. I know I'm finding it out of my ass. But I love it. Doesn't be certain shit it's got over the years. Oh, the VD's outdated. It was a big thing at that time. In the 80s, it was big. In the 80s, coming back a big way. Look at the cinemas nowadays. Look at it nowadays. They put everything in fucking 3D. Yeah, the blue and red chassis. Some people say it's dated now. But I like it. I love it. There's nothing at all I can boo-hoo about that. So it's my favourite and I love it. I'm not going to give it points. This is from just saying what I love about the things I like, the 3D gimmicks, the sats bigger than an house, eats people. The fact it's a lot more Dorio when we finally got to see it uncut. I like the fact it's in a theme park. It gives it that fun feature. It's a feature film. It's a fun ride. What else can I say about what I love about Jaws 3, apart from being an hour and a half, farting out of my ass, because I love the film that much, but I'll get to the different versions, which I never knew in million years there were so many different versions. And again, there was a making back in the day and a biography about sharks back when Jaws 3D come out. I love to talk about that. But internet, be smart, be safe. There was the things I love about Jaws 3. Internet. See you later.